What up? We're in the shop. We're working on the 240, as always in my videos. Freaking thing runs sick. I'll throw some clips in right now. So obviously, sounds freaking bitchin'. I can't be more excited. I mean, this thing, that turbo flutter and that noise is what I've been wanting to hear for 2 or 3 years. So I'm so excited. It's coming together really good, and we only have to do a couple more things, and this thing will be, you know, pretty much ready to drive down the street safely and ready to, you know, hit the track soon after. So we do have to tackle a couple more things to keep it safe. I had a mass airflow for a JZX 100 VVTi 1J, and since this is a 1J out of a JZX 110, you need a different mass airflow, which I would have never thought that, because they're both still VVTi 1Js, but there's a little bit of a difference. I had the kind of like the tube kind. This uses like a little square thing with a little needle that comes down. It's more like the style that's on like an IS-300 or something like that. As some of you guys have probably already realized, the fuel system is kind of janky. It's, you know, it comes off the same spot where the turbo is. I left it this way because I already bought these parts, you know, years ago. We're gonna move the fuel lines, basically is what I'm getting at. You know, I wanted to do this, but we're gonna go ahead and do it now just to keep it safe. I would hate to have a leak right there on this stupid AN hose clamp fitting thing. I already ordered the lines. We're not cheaping out because I don't want this car to, you know, have something stupid happen because of some stupid cheap fuel fitting. So we went crazy baller. I got vibrant lines coming, all vibrant fittings. We're putting new fittings everywhere. I'm gonna run it straight off the frame rail. I have an AN new fuel filter that's gonna go on the frame rail. Got to do that. As you guys saw, maybe in the last video, it ended up being a MAF problem, so I need to order that new MAF. A little bit hard to find, probably gonna have to get that from Japan. Not gonna be cheap either, so that kind of sucks, but we'll figure it out. Other than that, there's only 2 more things besides the fuel and the MAF, and that is the blow-off valve either needs to be moved and recirculated because this car doesn't have a map sensor. So we're gonna do a couple of things. Maybe run a stiffer spring so it only blows off at the very top, and then compressor surges the rest. Hopefully the lag won't be too bad. Or, this is kind of what I'm leaning more towards, is just deleting the blow-off valve altogether. I might redo this intercooler piping on this side just because it's my first time doing this on this side and I didn't really like it. So delete the blow-off valve and just not have one because it sounds sick, and honestly I don't really think it's that bad for the turbo as long as it's not open throttle surge. It's just, you know, off throttle, like basically no blow off valve. So might do that. We have one small issue that kind of small, kind of big at the same time, and that is this shifter. Oh my god. It goes into 3rd and 4th perfectly fine, but it's just a pain in the ass to get into. And I know I've adjusted this, I've played around with it every way I can. It's just really bad. And you also can't get into reverse. I'm gonna put this thing on eBay, try to get rid of it, and I'm gonna throw in some sort of other shifter, I don't know, GK Tech. So gotta figure that out. That's what I'm gonna do today, try to pull this thing out, and yeah, so I can throw it on eBay. So just 2 bolts, and because my tunnel's cut, it comes right out. Now all I gotta do is gotta pop this off so the new owner can put this on their transmission, and I'll be good to go. So I'm coming along pretty good. I got this piece just a little bit cut off of here where there used to be a little piece that came down. It had a bead rolled part on it, and then this is just a new piece of straight. I'll weld this up real quick, and then I'll have the flange, something about like that, somewhere along in here. And then with that sitting on there, we'll have the mass airflow wire, basically kind of try to tuck it down just below the intercooler pipe. We're gonna just have to run it over the top, and that'll be fine, so it won't look too bad.
Missing someone, love with all your heart. Missing someone, love with heart. How much you miss it, and you miss it. From the start, and you did it right from the start.
Just a little kind of word to the wise: never buy eBay piping, because it absolutely welds like turd on a stick. I've gone over this in some other videos, but basically I think this piping is actually cast. Cast aluminum is just hard to weld in general. Some sort of weird manufacturing process from China that's casting aluminum piping. Is just like, I've had good piping that I got from a local like race parts store that just welds phenomenal. It's like cast aluminum, where normally with cast aluminum you'll go over it with the welder with like the pedal just lightly cracked to basically cook out some of the impurities from all the pores in the cast aluminum. It's hard to do that with thin tubing, because you just put so much heat in the part. So you kind of just have to weld it hot and fast, which is typically how you do aluminum. When it's cast and like full of a bunch of sand and crap, I went over this whole thing in another video, I'm pretty sure, but God, it's such a pain in the ass. So this is what we're working with on the intake setup. Show you all from the front. I'm actually kind of glad that this all happened, because I think this version of the intake having more aluminum versus like having that giant like black mass airflow sensor, you know, like the JZX100 style sensors are just kind of ugly compared to having a nice little flange and a little small black sensor. And the purple cover goes back on. I still got the other purple cover for this too. Haven't really seen what it's gonna look like with both of them on there, so I'm excited about that. Hell yeah, dude. Freaking stoked on that shit.
Missing someone.